Hello and welcome to the Two Crowns. I am Orange Crown, also known as Orange,
And I am King Blocker, also known as King.
and we are the tech wizards of Itaris Group.
Yeah.
This is our first episode of our Two Crowns podcast. Um, this is where we'll be discussing many different topics, many different areas, but mainly about gaming because unfortunately both of us are very much gamers and nerds and love to talk about the things that we enjoy.
Yes, definitely geeks and nerds off us little bunch, eh?
Yes. So, me and King are part of a group in which we host multiple different servers playing multiple different games. We've played quite a lot of Minecraft mod packs. We've played Icarus. We've played 7 Days. Ended up playing Skyrim together. All different types of games, and we've also started a small streaming group as well within our community.
Yeah. So I mean, we are both tech wizards, but I'm definitely just going to throw this out here. You are definitely more the techiest wizard than I am. I'm definitely still learning my training
You're
wheels.
in training. Yeah, you have your training goals at the moment. You're in charge of a server currently, which is
Yeah.
going well. We've fixed multiple issues that has happened with it prior, and
Yeah.
we're in process of making sure that it's not going to happen again. Which you've done pretty much on your own. You found the research. You figured it out. I've
Yes.
just done testing.
It's been hard, and I've been trying not to bug you as much with it. Like, shall I do this? What shall I do? But hopefully, I'm making you proud at some point.
Yeah, you're definitely getting better and better. It's allowing us to actually focus allows me to focus on setting up the in-house server rather than using server provider. So,
Yeah, good.
uh, but I will transfer over to the main screen so that everyone is able to obviously see our little symbols. So when you do join our Discord, these are what you will see. And I'll load up just some background stuff, just so we can link them to what we talk about today.
I have already mucked up there. I've already had my sort of main screen showing because I was a tool.
That's fine.
uh,
Let's load this. Okay, brilliant. Mine's loading. Okay, so what we planned for, as you can see, we are playing a 15-year-old game,
yeah.
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5. Skyrim, is it Elder Scrolls 5?
Uh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it is Elder Scrolls 5 because Oblivion was 4.
Yeah. So Elder Scrolls
Um,
is the fifth in the series.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yes, we've decided to have this playing and us play in the background as we talk, as we will be talking about our childhood games and the games that we grew up with and very much enjoyed, and probably still do enjoy or even feel nostalgic going back to them today.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely do enjoy playing my Skyrim. It's been around a long time for me, at least.
Yeah, what console did you use when you first was playing Skyrim?
So I actually accidentally come across Skyrim. So
How'd you accidentally come across Skyrim?
I remember my friend showing me this really good game. Turns out it was Oblivion. And a couple years later I was trying
Okay,
to find it and I was trying to remember what it was and I just could not remember. So in the end I just googled like good game, okay graphics, had demons and goddess gods on it, and after just a couple of Google searches, I come across Skyrim, and I was like,
okay.
from what I can remember, that was the image on screen. You know, the classic Imperial
It looked
dragon.
similar. Yeah,
Yeah, and then I
I
started
mean,
playing it, and
fair.
then I'm like, hang on a minute, I remember there being portals. Why haven't I come across a portal? And then
Okay.
yeah, so but I've
So
loved it ever
you went to
since.
play Oblivion, ended up playing Skyrim. Have you actually played Oblivion? Like
So
the remastered or the original?
I have, but because it's not sort of like the same game mechanics as Skyrim in the sense of the whole fighting and all that, and all the buttons are all over the place, in my opinion. It's kind of put me off a little bit, and I would if you gave me the
Oh,
two to choose, I would definitely choose Skyrim.
that's really funny. I mean, fair enough. What console? I assume 360, PlayStation
S-
3?
so yeah, originally it was on the PlayStation 3. Um and then when I found Skyrim I was on PS4, and now I'm on PC. I'm majority a PC
Oh,
player.
okay. So it took you a while to get it then, if you were using PS4.
Yes, I was much the type of child to go out and touch grass, and now thinking back I'm like, how could you? How could
I
you
was
do
a
that?
child who touched grass. I mean, fair enough. So your childhood games started at around PlayStation 4 times then?
Majority, yeah. I do remember having the Xbox One and Xbox 360, but I think by the time
Okay.
I went on to it all, I was just using them for DVDs,
Oh, okay.
to have in the background whilst I was trying to
Fair.
sleep. Um,
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I'm trying to think the first console I had. I remember having a PS1, but I didn't really use it.
hmm,
When I properly started using consoles was PlayStation 2,
okay,
um, and the original Xbox.
right.
But obviously, Skyrim didn't come out on those, so I probably ended up playing the 360 version first when it first came out.
Okay,
I never saw Oblivion. It was never a introduction or anything to me.
yeah,
It was very much I heard and saw Skyrim and played Skyrim. And the I I think it was several years afterwards is when I first heard about Oblivion, and I was just like, no, I'm happy with Skyrim. I'm happy to play Skyrim more. Um, and the only time I actually bought and played Oblivion is when it was re-released, the new version that came out recently,
okay,
which
yeah.
is very different to how you got into Skyrim.
Yeah, mine was a very complicated journey, in my opinion.
Yeah,
No, didn't
yeah.
know whether I
I've
was
never
coming
heard
or
someone
going.
go, "I've accidentally stumbled upon Skyrim."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fair. But Skyrim was definitely in the like early days, but I also played it. I'm trying to think how many consoles I bought it on. I think about 6 consoles I have Skyrim in.
Oh,
'Cause I have Xbox, PlayStation 3. I didn't have a PlayStation 4 because I got an Xbox One. We bought it on Xbox One. We then bought it on. I think it was on PSP. Was it PSP?
PSP.
Yep, it was on PSP. I bought it
Right.
on obviously Switch, and I'm trying to think what else.
Was it on the DS? Did it ever come out on DS?
Was it on DS? Mm, I
I,
mean, it might have been.
I feel like there would have been some form of either Skyrim, Oblivion, or something like that on DS. Because that was big when I was growing up.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm trying to. I also bought it on PC, obviously, but I don't think so. That might be something worth looking into. See if
Uh,
it was on DS because I never got it on DS, and I believe it was DS's where you could get those cartridges that had just hundreds of games on.
Yeah, you could definitely get the what they're now known as hacked cartridges, can't you?
Yeah,
But
and I
I
don't think it was ever on those.
no, so it was never released on Nintendo DS.
It was never released on Nintendo. Oh,
No,
so the
Skyrim
first one that
5.
was released on Nintendo was Switch,
Yeah.
or was it the Wii?
I feel like it would have been Switch, maybe. I can have a look on Wii. Let me.
I assume it was the Switch. It'd be weird if it was
It
the
never
Wii.
come out on the Wii.
Okay, yeah. So the first one was Switch. Huh. All right.
Yeah. So, well, the more you know.
Fair enough. Yeah, but other than Skyrim, there was a lot of I played quite a few different types of games. I'm just trying to think what exactly I played originally. So if I was playing with people, because I have quite a few siblings, so if I was playing with my siblings, we would play a game called like Monkey Party,
I
where you would have like
yeah, I think I remember that. Monkey. Oh, I'm just trying to find an image. Yeah, I do. And you had the racing tracks where you'd be putting a big ball or
yeah, we enjoyed the one where you were like stealing bananas or like smacking a big gorilla and you
yeah.
were a small monkey and you had to do it without being caught. And the competitions we had on that for all the different games was just really funny at that age.
Fair enough. I remember Just Dance as well when they started first coming out
Just
on Wii.
Dance, yeah, and the what's the band ones?
Oh,
What are they called?
Guitar Heroes.
Guitar Heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
But like we had the drums, the mic, the multiple to cut the guitars.
Um, did you ever? Was you guys ever a
Oh,
fan of the Wii Sports franchise and all that?
oh, Wii Sports was a fantastic, but it was Wii Sports was definitely the best one.
Yeah.
The bowling, the tennis, and we played a lot of the golf.
Yeah.
We had a lot of the golf, but we also really enjoyed Wii Resorts when it came out.
Oh, I did like
The
the
plane
planes
was
on that.
good,
Yeah.
and the sword fighting,
The fencing.
the fencing, fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't really fencing because fencing you don't block how they blocked. That was mainly that was sword fighting. But
Okay.
we
Okay.
we played that so much, but it was always that issue where you would always get stopped by Matt.
Yeah.
Like no matter how good you were, we got to a point in sword fighting where your only opponent was Matt because
Yeah.
had such a high score, and when you lost like thousands of points.
Yeah. Didn't they had a Fruit Ninja mini game on that one as well, didn't they? Or Fruit Ninja esque.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you would have to cut the fruit or whatever dropped in front of you a certain way. So cut it straight down,
Yeah.
diagonally, side. Yeah, yeah, that was
Okay.
part of the sword training as well. Um, that was fun. We did enjoy that. But Wii Sports, going back to Wii Sports,
Yeah.
was and I think still is the most recognizable sound you can have on a
Yes.
Wii game.
I mean,
Even people who haven't played Wii Sports know the Wii Sports music.
yes. I mean, there is multiple times where we're just chilling in the Iptara server calls, and one of us will just randomly put on the Wii Sports. Is it Wii
Yeah,
Sports or is it normal just Wii music?
it's the Wii menu music, like the Wii Sports menu music.
Oh, okay, yeah. And it's just funny because then we're all just like jamming there.
Well, yeah, we all go, oh god damn it, because someone's put it on and it's not going to leave our heads for the next several hours. And then we
Yeah.
just keep it. Every now and again, you just hear someone in the background making the noise and singing to it. It's like, yep, okay.
Did you ever have any of the Wii remote attachments?
We had the like dongle thing so that you could do the boxing.
Okay, yeah.
We had that, but otherwise we didn't really get any of the other attachments.
Uh,
What attachments like were there? Like
so
what else could you get?
for the Wii Sports, we had like a tennis racket.
Oh,
Really
okay.
misshapen, really small tennis head. It looked more like a badminton racket. You know how they've got the
Okay.
long handles, the smaller head. Um,
Yeah.
and I vivid. Oh, here we go.
Vividly?
Vividly remember, um, me and my sisters were downstairs in our front room at the time playing Wii Sports. I don't know how this happened. Me and I was sitting out. Wasn't my turn, so my sisters were playing.
Yeah.
Now my screen was wall mounted quite high up on the wall, so naturally that's where the little antenna receiver was.
Yeah, so
Next thing, all I have is a whack round the back of the head because of this
oh
plastic
no.
tennis racket.
Oh, at least it was a tennis racket and it was flat.
Yeah, and made out of really cheap plastics.
Yeah. Yeah, we never really got any of the attachments.
Yeah,
But we always got the new game because there was also Wii Party.
okay.
Did you ever play the Wii Party?
Wii Party, Wii Party.
It
Remind
had the
me.
fishing mini game and the tanks mini game.
Yes, and you need the joystick attachment
Yeah,
for that as well.
we
Yeah,
enjoyed the fish one, but the tank one was just fun.
I
Just
quite
going
liked the
around
tank one.
shooting.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That
And
was always good. But other than Wii games and like the Wii Sports
yeah,
stuff like that, what other Wii games did you use? Like where when you had a Wii, what other
yeah.
games did you normally play? Or was it just those Wii games?
I I think it may have also been Animal Crossing.
Oh, you played some of the original Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I mean, fair. I don't know. I can't remember which one it is, like the name of it, but
I
I
think it
know
was
they
just
are.
called Animal
Was it
Crossing.
simply just Animal Crossing?
Yeah, because it was one of the first games I believe of that series and genre.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I've ever played the original one. I've played the newest one.
I haven't
I don't
played the
think I've
newest one,
ever.
no.
They're about to release another update for it. I think.
Oh, are they?
You know, several years after it was released, but yeah, they're
Better,
now releasing an
better
update
late
for
than
it.
never.
Yeah, but yeah, the other Wii games we played weren't loads. I think it was simply Guitar Hero and the Wii game. It's just the general Wii games.
Yeah,
We did used to play Wii Fit as well
with the Wii Fit board.
with the Wii Fit board,
Yeah.
and we ended up doing the little trick for the like skiing mini game
Okay.
where we had all individual siblings like allocated for what your height, the weight, and everything. But then my brother really wanted the highest score possible, like as high as you could possibly get,
Mm.
and make it so no one could ever beat them.
Oh, damn.
So he went on my yeah. So my brother wanted the highest score possible.
Yeah.
So he would go on my little brother's account, who was drastically different in age, and simply step on the board and do the ski slope mini game.
Yeah.
But we found out that the ski slope mini game does its calculations based off of the like weight when you lean forward on the board, which meant because of the weight difference, they thought they were like proper tiptoes pushing down on the board to try and go as fast as possible, and they went flying.
Oh,
I
okay.
it was it was a ridiculous amount of distance that there was just no point trying to beat it.
Yeah.
Type distance. It was and then realize you're technically going further than you should be able to, and
Yeah.
it would like freeze you mid-air to make you land and get to the finish line. It's
Oh,
just like, oh, okay.
yeah,
But it
that
would still count the different distances, even though you hit the edge of it.
okay. Yeah, I was never any good at the that ice skiing one at all.
I mean,
But
fair, yeah,
yeah.
it is a. But yeah, I don't think we ever got to a point where it was broken. We tried to go back to it again, and the board just wouldn't work. Like it was covered in dust. Couple years later, and like we turned it on, and it was just dead.
Oh.
No reason for it. It just sat there, and we assume too much either dust accumulated or something's just over time snapped off or unconnected.
Mm. Okay. So, what other games and games for the consoles that you had at the time did you have?
PlayStation 2. The main
Okay.
one that we played on PlayStation 2 were called Dynasty Warriors or Dynasty Warriors. We called it Dynasty because both both me and my brother who played them are dyslexic and definitely read it wrong.
Mm.
Uh, because we basically played those, and they were a hack and slash against like one man versus a whole army type situation.
Okay. Yeah.
Those types of games, and we played that so often that we literally had a part where we were waking up at I think it was 5 a.m. before school playing them, and like we would end up being too loud at some points because either we failed in something or someone died or something like that, or we were just trying to communicate with each other and go in certain directions.
Yeah.
And we'd be too loud, and our like parent would wake up, and we would go, "Oh no!" And we had because obviously back then there were massive TVs. They had
Yep.
to be on proper stands. They couldn't just be mounted on walls or anything. So we would turn off the TV and hide behind the like stand of the TV, which was just a big wooden cupboard that had all different toys and stuff in it. Hide behind there until the light got turned off from the parent going back upstairs to sleep, and then continue playing.
Oh, bro. So you're like
We did
Mission
that.
Impossible in it.
Yeah, and we were like, I think we got to a point where we got caught, and they were like, "Why? Why are you doing?" They obviously had to punish us,
Yeah.
but they were also just like, "Why? Why? Why are you doing this? There's no point for this."
What point is it in hiding or getting up early to play?
Getting up early to play,
Oh, okay.
um, because they didn't have the restriction like how a couple of parents that I know had the restriction of if you look at the screen too long, your eyes will go square and your vision will deteriorate. So you only get a certain amount of time of TV time. They didn't have that rule. So we could have just played it after school without issue
Yeah.
and without any consequences. But we decided to do it in the morning for some reason.
I mean, to be fair, I think my parent would have preferred me being up at that time playing a game,
Yeah, we
getting
were
ready for
always ready for
school.
school no matter what because we were like, we have to. Otherwise, they'll be like, you were up before me. How are you not ready?
Yeah, for me it was your lift's gonna be here in 2 minutes, or they are outside. You need to get ready, and I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed.
I don't want to.
Why? I
Yeah.
was definitely one of those those late starters.
Well, it
Mm.
sounds like you got lifts. We had to go take a bus.
Yeah. So I think it was from year. What was it? The last 2 years of primary school, I was getting
Okay.
taxis to and from school.
Oh.
Because the school I got delegated to go to was around 20 to 30 minutes away.
Jesus. Okay,
So
fair.
yeah, all through the last 2 years of primary and secondary school, it was
Yeah.
taxis. So I didn't have the excuse of, oh, I can't get to school because the
Oh, you missed it because they would stay there waiting for you to get there.
yeah. So
Yeah. It was we couldn't really do the excuse either of, oh, I missed the bus because the parent would just go, all right, come on then, and just immediately fucking drive us to the next stop.
oh
There were definitely times where we stopped in front of the bus to stop it from leaving so that we could get on
oh
it.
yeah, damn. Well, was there any like playground games that you guys would play at your school that was like, the bomb?
Uh, Not really. There wasn't really anything in particular that was like we always played that and that was like the go-to for everyone.
Mm,
Um, yeah, no, there wasn't really anything like that. I grew up in a really small village,
okay.
so there wasn't really much of a play general games with groups of people. It was mainly just hanging out with people.
Right.
I assume you had some from the sounds of it.
Um. Yeah. So I don't know if you ever played it, but it was we always called it Bulldog.
I feel like I recognize that name. Yeah,
So there would maybe be 10, 11 of us standing one side of what was clearly poorly sized football or basketball pitches out on our
yeah.
playground, and we'd dedicate one person to stand in the middle. Um, and when they shout Bulldog, we'd all have to run across. If you got caught, you'd join the person in the middle. So I guess the whole
Okay.
idea was you don't want to get eaten by the bulldog in the middle.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the biggest games that I can remember. At least two little games of that was going on in the playground.
Oh my
You know,
god.
you had one side doing it on one side of the playground and another group doing it on the other side.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, I can't remember. It's
Yeah.
hard. Okay.
It's hard to think of what you were doing like every day at school
Yeah.
because they just accumulated into one thing because it was school,
Mm.
and just trying to remember back on them is just like I don't know what we did or I don't know why we did that. That was such a stupid idea type things.
Yeah.
But I do remember you mentioning that you never played any of the original Pokemons.
Yes, I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously I know Pikachu, Squirtle, and
Yeah, you know the
Bulbous.
original
Is it
starters.
Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like the only three that I can remember from a young age. Um, but yeah, I could just never understand it. I suppose you could say.
Never understand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, give me a deck of Top Trumps. If do you remember Top Trumps, the card game?
Yeah, I remember Top Trumps.
Yeah.
That was great.
Give me a deck of that, and I'll whoop your ass any day of the week. But you put me up in a Pokemon, and I'm like, huh? Like, to
Oh,
me, I suppose I would more chalk it up to rock,
was it because
paper,
of the?
scissors. You know, so
Okay.
the rock beats the scissors beats the paper beats the rock. Whereas to me,
Yeah,
it was, I was seeing it as the water types would beat the fire types would beat the earth type, and the earth type would beat the water types.
yeah.
But it wasn't like that.
Oh, so you just couldn't figure out how they
Yeah,
like how it worked because you couldn't link it to another game you already knew.
yeah. So I just sort of went, okay, like,
Okay.
I don't know. I'll
I
just
mean,
take a
fair.
step back then.
Well, were you exposed to the card game first or the console game?
Definitely the card game first.
Because I was exposed to the console game first. I was
Okay.
exposed to the Game Boy game
All right. Yeah.
because I think it was Game Boy Yellow, not like the Pokemon game Yellow, not Game Boy Yellow. Whoops.
Okay. Yeah. Um. I do remember trying that, but the whole screech whenever you ran into a Pokemon, it really done my ears in, and I
Oh yeah,
as well.
fair.
It was an awful screech. I don't know if people agree with me on that statement, but that's mine.
I do remember that screech. Yeah, that was
um,
quite bad.
yeah, and then one of my friends were like, "No, we're gonna make it into a competition, so you can get like the furthest and who could get the best Pokemon." And then we just got in an argument over the three starter Pokemons,
On
going, "No, mine's better because I like it better."
who's gonna get the most Pokemon, and you got stopped at the first hurdle.
Yeah, so that
Okay,
was.
I
But
mean
yeah, I
fair.
mean, I would be intrigued if you would do a test on me as well to see how
Yeah,
well I get. Um,
yeah. I'll see if I can find a list and a whole bunch of things for the original Pokemon. 'Cause it sounds like
okay.
you did kind of play them, but like it wasn't part of your childhood. So I'll be interested to see how many you could get.
Yeah.
We'll do that next time because I
How
think that
many
would be.
starters was there?
And in the original,
Yeah, I'm
3.
afraid. Is that it? Just three?
Yeah, there were just 3 starters in the Ultimate Blue, Fire Red, and stuff.
Okay.
But they then released another one that was the yellow version. I can't remember the exact name. It was just a bright yellow cartridge,
Yeah.
and that one allowed you to have Pikachu because obviously anyone who just watched the anime saw that a starter should be Pikachu, but they could never get Pikachu.
Wait. So, hang on, I'm just trying to wrap my head. So Pikachu isn't one of the original starters.
No, Pikachu was a starter from the game, not the game, from the anime, in which they then made a cartridge for so that people could then get Pikachu as a starter in the game. Pikachu was a Pokemon in the game, it just was not a starter.
Right. Okay. So how many Pokemon was in the original game then?
In the original, there is 150. Technically 151 if you count Missing No, which is a glitch Pokemon.
Was that an intended glitch?
That it's
Or
not in the Pokedex is the easiest way to say that. It's
okay.
a whole thing you have to do to get that Pokemon to appear, but
Yeah.
it's not in the Pokedex.
Oh.
So technically in the Pokedex, 150. Not in the Pokedex, 151, I believe.
Okay. So and then how much
I'm sure we'll find out very shortly
what
in the next one.
so what are we up to now in terms of
Oh
Pokemon
my
numbers?
god. I think we're on about 1,500 Pokemon now.
Damn.
If you're counting all generations, I think there are around 1,500 Pokemon.
Damn.
So I'm not expecting you to be able to name all 1,500, but I want to see how much you can name of the original 150.
Okay. I'll have to get my partner to remove the little Pokemon pops out of my room then so I can't cheat.
Did they say the name of them on it?
I mean, yes, but I can only see three of the names,
Oh, okay.
and they
Fair
all
enough.
look very similar to Pikachu, from what I can see. So we've got
Pichu,
Raichu.
Raichu, Pikachu.
Yeah, we have
Yep.
Piku,
Yep.
Pikachu, Raichu.
Yeah, so the evolution of Pikachu
You see, I
from
I always
beginning
thought
to
Pikachu was
end.
the one that didn't evolve.
in the original game, I don't think it had a. So in the anime, that he purposely doesn't evolve it.
Right. Okay.
I think there was an episode where they did, and it then like cancelled it or something, and it was a whole weird episode. But I believe in the original game, Pikachu is the like original evolution. There's nothing for it, and then it can evolve into Raichu. I don't think
Right.
Pichu is part of the original version.
Okay.
I think Gen 1. I can just say Gen 1. Um, I believe. I may be wrong on that, but I believe that's the case because I don't remember seeing any Pichus in the Gen 1. But obviously, I was exposed to it on Game Boys,
Yeah.
which I have a really annoying thing that happened to my yellow version.
Okay.
So I don't know why they did this. It was fucking younger sibling, obviously. But we had the yellow version, we had it in the Game Boy, and we had cases for them and everything. And for some reason, the younger brother decided to rip the like art off of the front of it. It
Okay.
simply just had art of Pikachu on it. For some reason, they decided to rip the front of the art off,
Do you
and
think?
like not all the way, partially. It wasn't fully ripped off or anything. It was just partially. We assume we annoyed them at some point, and they were just like, "Oh, this will get back at them," type situation.
Okay.
And but for some reason, after ripping the front of it off, like just the art, the game no longer worked.
Really?
It would not boot up. Like other games worked completely fine. Just as soon as they did that to the yellow one, did not boot.
Yeah. That's really
And to
weird.
this day, I don't know why.
Have you just got the cartridge on your like on a shelf and you
The
just
only
stare at it methodically, going,
we
"Why?"
still have we still have the cartridge. We were too devastated to throw it away just in case we could get it back and working.
That's
So we
adorable.
still have it to this day, and we still don't know why. But I think that it wasn't a like, oh, he just ripped the front of it off. I think they broke it, like fully broke it, and ripped the front of it off to be like, that's the cause. It wasn't me, type
Okay.
thing. I think they were trying to cover their tracks, being like, that's not the game you're looking for, by ripping off the front of it, being like, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't show your game
Yeah.
symbol.
Yeah, because by the sounds of it, it does sound like that might have just been a way to hide what game it is, because unless you kept it in the box, that sticker's the
Yeah.
only thing you're gonna go. On
Well, that, and it was a bright yellow cartridge, but a 5-year-old might not distinguish that.
yeah,
So yeah, I
that's
don't still don't know. We're tempted to. Well, I'm now tempted to just go take it to a store and be like, "Can you restore this? Like, is there any way to get this fixed? It broke 10 to 20 years ago."
yeah. Like, have you had it open yourself, or
No, we haven't. We haven't opened it. We haven't like opened the cartridge at all. It was simply, it doesn't work. We don't know what to do. We're just going to store it.
okay? Fair enough. Fair enough. Hmm. Well, I'm trying to remember now if there was any cartridges that I absolutely loved. Oh, it was similar to The Sims, but it wasn't The Sims.
Similar to the Sims. Sim. What?
Yeah, so you looked. I'm trying to remember. They had quite big heads, smallish bodies. They spoke. I'm now really trying to remember and describe it. Um, like you could physically see the arch of the world that you'd be playing on. Um,
Okay.
it was quite. You know what? I'm gonna say it. It's quite Funko Pop styled. The characters, maybe a bit more
Interesting.
squarish.
Okay.
Does that give you a better idea of?
It gives me an idea on what it looked like. I still have no idea what that game is.
Oh. Um, one of the catchphrases was a sum sum. Yeah. Um,
Sure.
and even with me chucking all this into Google, I'm still pulling up blanks. So I mean, if anyone does know, feel free to comment it. Um,
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see
yeah,
what that game was, because that it sound like you said, it sounds similar to Sims, but I just can't think of a game like that. I did play some of the original Sims though, and
yeah.
they were funky.
Did you ever play the Herbs Sims in the City?
The Herb Sims in it? I don't think so.
No.
What
So
what was they about?
it was essentially The Sims living in a city, but you didn't have the whole um way you build like in normal Sims. Um
Yeah.
it was more, this is your apartment. You can decorate your apartment, but the layout's the layout sort of thing, and you had little
Okay.
side quest missions things. It was more story based.
Yeah. I think I did play that. Yeah, it was more story based, and it was a case of you would go around and like talk to different people, but you couldn't build anything. You were building like the relationship and going through a story rather than actually what Sims is today.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember there's a nightclub storyline, I think, for when you're working, and you had like a party bus on a roof with the proper DJs, oversized speakers. But yeah, that was a really good game, and I am going to start seeing if I can play it somewhere now,
I
because
mean, fair.
we reminisce about these games, and there's me like going, okay, no, that I want to play now. That I'm gonna have to actively search for to
Yeah.
find out where I can play it. It was what else was it called? It was a PS3 game,
Okay.
Bully.
I never played it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah. So if you don't know what it is, um the only way I can describe it, it's GTA but set in England and you are a child.
Stuck in a school area. Yeah.
Yeah. Later on, you get out into the city, and then you get like a it's not a motorcycle. It was a moped scooter. You know, one of those Italian scooters.
Yeah. The Vespers.
That's it. Yeah, it was a little Vespa you could get. That I remember spending many an hours, like hours and hours on.
Was
Um,
that influenced by your school at all? Were you a bully?
Me, a bully? No, no.
I mean, you weren't a nerd kid apparently. You were a kid who touches grass and sporty, so there's a chance.
I mean, I never said I was sporty. I just said I touched grass. Um,
What would you do outside if you weren't doing sports and dodgeball?
I, I, I'd sit on the
So
floor,
not dodgeball,
touching the
bulldog.
grass.
You would just sit on the floor.
Yeah, during
So
outside
you were the
PE.
weird kid.
You know what? And one of the members of Iptaris can fully vouch for me. I was the second to weirdest kid. There was one
Second
kid
to
weirder than
weirdest.
me. Yep, there was
Okay.
one kid weirder than me. Um, there was this whole thing where he once scratched me, tried saying it was myself, but
Yep.
I used to be a proper nail biter, so I had no nails to scratch myself, and they still all believed him.
Okay.
Like he was a good
Huh.
kid. He was he was a fun kid to hang out with sometimes. But yeah, I would have literally put myself as the second to weirdest kid in that school.
Interesting. Okay.
Was you the weird kid?
No, we were like the drama kids. I never did drama, and I hated drama,
Okay.
but I was always with like in that area, the arts and crafts and drama kids type thing.
Yeah.
Um, but that was in the like later years, like year six ish. The
Okay.
earlier years, I was the kid who hung out with the older, like the 1 year older group.
All right.
So I never really spoke to my years, really. Um, so I don't think I was the weird one. I was definitely the short one.
You were the
But there was
short one.
definitely weirder kids and definitely shorter kids than me.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
But then what was funnier is that when I went to sixth form,
Mm.
um, I knew every single person in my year in sixth form.
Oh, okay,
I
so
went
you moved up the British popularity chain when you got into sixth form.
Yeah, I went from knowing pretty much no one and not liking anyone in my year to knowing every single person in my year, even the sports ones in my year. Um,
Is that because you done their homework for them, or?
no, because on the first, no, not even on the first day. I think the third day. So the first day, obviously, I just made some mates and stuff like that who were in the same areas and like the same things. But on
Yeah.
the third day, someone transferred in who went to college, didn't like it, so went to sixth form instead. They transferred in, and I knew them, so
Okay.
I obviously showed them around school and was speaking to. Obviously, this is during lunch, and we ended up walking past a very big group of like 30 people from our kids. There's always these groups that are just like, yeah, this group doesn't talk to this group. This group talks to this group, but never actively shows hanging out with that group
Yeah.
type thing. And it's super weird.
That one over there, that one's king. He's he's not the weirdest, but
He's,
he's definitely down there, you know.
he's
Right.
definitely weird, but he's not the weirdest.
Yeah.
But did you have any nicknames as a kid that you didn't give yourself?
Oh. Um. So I definitely had the name Cocker Spaniel.
Okay,
Um.
interesting.
Obviously, I think you know off my real life name rather
Yeah.
than what I go by. Yeah. So it's definitely a play on that, and
Okay.
it was made by one of my, what was she at the time? I think she was my ex at the time, but we were still
Fair.
friends. It was one of those school crushes, school
Yeah.
relationships that went nowhere.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
what do you mean, obviously?
But no, I mean, like, there's everyone from, I feel like, has one of those situations
Yeah,
where even if you weren't in a relationship with them, still like confessed or like showed your feelings towards them, and it just went nowhere.
yeah,
And
um,
that's just school crushes,
yeah.
early school crushes. Best way to say that, actually.
And yeah, it just became one of the nicknames that she'd use when she wanted to try and wind me up, and she
Okay.
would only use it when she was trying to wind me up. But the funniest thing, it always wound
Interest.
her up more because I just didn't react to it because I
Yeah,
didn't care.
interesting. So they were adamant it would wind you up, but it would wind them up, and they would still do it.
Yes.
Interesting. Weird, but interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Huh. Fair enough.
So I'm now very interested. What was your childhood nickname from school?
So mine that it's very obvious I didn't give it to myself,
Okay.
but there were too many people apparently, according to them. So one person gave it to me, and everyone in their group just called me that,
Okay.
uh, unless I annoyed them, and then they would actually call me my normal name.
Right.
And they were like, there are too many people with this name, so we now need to start calling people by different names. So they called the like older one the original name,
Yeah.
and then all the newer ones different names. But they thought it would be funny to give them silly or like other gender names,
Okay.
but not spelt normally or the normal way when it was in back in those years. So
So,
my nickname in from year 7
uh,
till probably currently, I guarantee if I saw them today, they would call me that name.
okay. Was it Julia?
Uh,
I feel like
no, it was
knowing you,
Susan with a Z.
Susan with a Z.
Yeah. So SUZAN.
Wow. I would not have thought of that, but
No, I would not have thought of that either. But it was that case of okay, sure, like that like agreement of sure, whatever you say, that's probably not going to stick. And now, fucking 17 years later, or however long ago it was, I can't do the math right now. Um, I
you
guarantee
can't
if I
or
saw them
don't
today,
want to.
I don't want to. I would still be called that 100%.
Wow.
But like, if someone tried to spell it or like write it out with the S, they would get actively annoyed and like angry that you spelt it wrong. And I would be like,
Okay.
"What? Okay, sure."
Fair enough.
So yeah, now if obviously someone does try and spell it, I have to specify it's with a uh, Z in it, and it's AN as well, not EN.
Oh, can you imagine how bad your life would be if you chose that as your handle instead of Orange Crown?
I know, right? How much of just the abuse I would get from Hobbit alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see how much abuse I get for being dyslexic off him, so
I
you
mean,
would
I
have
have
had the wrong
dyslexic as
gendered
well, but
name.
you are pretty badly
I am,
dyslexic.
yeah, I'm horrendous at it.
Well, when did you find out you were dyslexic?
So I'm not actually diagnosed, but it's clear that I am. The
Did your
school,
school notice?
yes, yeah,
Did
my
your school
school
do anything?
noticed. So my primary school, yes. So it was the deputy head teacher that sort of really noticed and really wanted to help. So rather than doing the whole handwriting and everything, he got me a laptop specifically for when I am in school to do my work on,
Fair?
because he noticed that, say, my computer work was a lot better than my handwritten work.
Yeah.
And even going through now, if I was to show you what I've written on my little notes page compared to messages you've seen, you would see that comparison as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's always
They never
just sort of
really.
been obvious, and
Yeah.
why shoot a fish in a lake when you can shoot a fish in a barrel?
Fair.
It if it's that obvious, I don't need that diagnosis.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
So
The the my school didn't help is the easiest way to say that. So
yeah,
they were just like, oh, they have dyslexia. Let's obviously try and help them and get a someone in to help them understand and make sure they get things correctly.
mm,
Which, okay, cool. You're getting someone in and like a temp basically to help me out and help me make sure I can understand the lesson.
yeah,
But they gave me a temp only in math,
right, okay,
but not in English, only in math. And it was that case of okay, great. What's the use of this? They
yeah,
don't help me. They don't know math, so they can't help me with the lesson if I go I don't understand. They'll just simply get the teacher,
yeah,
and like they knew I was dyslexic in reading, writing, and spelling, but didn't get it for English and only got it for math. And I'm still to this day confused as to why they made that decision.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, you can use a computer, but only during the exam.
Okay. So you weren't
I
allowed.
couldn't use. I wasn't allowed it during class. I wasn't allowed to use any of that. I had to use pen and paper in class, and in the exam, I had to sit in a completely different area. Literally, they put a desk in front of the teacher's lounge for that section, and I had to sit on that desk on my own with a laptop that I hadn't used because
Yeah.
this was before we had computer classes.
Oh, okay.
So barely touched a PC at this point, didn't know how to type quickly, and they were like, you can only use it then. And I had to use Notepad.
Wow.
Like, I understand why I couldn't use Word because it would auto correct the spelling.
Yeah.
But at least let me use something that doesn't just keep on going in a straight fucking line.
Yeah, because you needed that.
Because if I have issues with reading, how am I going to reread my work when it's in a straight line?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was atrocious. It was not great.
Wow.
So yeah, they really didn't help.
Yeah, I did have a few one-on-one teaching assistants, and I always used to sit there and like think what you've already mentioned. Why, why have you been put in a position to help me when you don't understand what
No,
you're trying
the
to help me
material.
with?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
all
I
of
could
the
quite as easily put my hand up and ask the teacher what the hell.
yeah, and there was always that case of like, okay, great, you're here to help me, but they didn't even sit down. They were standing next to me.
Wow.
And
So
then after a couple of days, they got bored, so just started walking around the classroom asking other kids if they needed help.
yeah.
I'm like, so you're not here for me, and you're not here to help. You're here to observe and be like, he couldn't do this.
Yeah, I think back when, by the sounds of it, we was in school, they'd just get
They,
whoever was spare at the time, so they could
yeah,
retrieve the additional funding.
yeah. I think it was definitely a case of we know these are issues. We don't know how to fix these issues, so we're not going to try and fix these issues. We're going to look like we're trying to fix this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Wow.
sucked. But hey ho, I have qualifications now.
I'm glad you do. I mean,
To a degree, I have qualification.
the biggest thing was I was doing my, what were they called? The final exams when you come into year, what is it, 12?
12? Oh, what, into A levels?
Yeah, secondary school to get GCSEs. That's it.
Yeah, the GCSEs. Yeah.
GCSEs. And I was at a parents' evening, and my English teacher was like, "I'm predicting a U," because back then they still done it with letters
Yeah,
rather
you
than
can't
numbers.
just get an F.
Yeah,
You can fail worse than an F. Yes.
yeah, they predicted me a U, which is obviously ungradable. Um. Anyway, I remember getting my results back. I got a H, whatever the hell that meant. Um,
Yep.
but in my head, obviously, dyslexic, not really caring
That's a
about
win.
that. That's a win. That's a win because H is 2 letters higher than U.
They could grade it.
Yeah,
That's a win.
yeah. So I literally went in. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have. I went back as a visitor. Went into the
Yeah.
class. I didn't even wait until like she noticed me. I went a fucking U. Ha! I got a H, and then walked out.
uh,
I remember the English, no, not the English, the maths teacher at the time I got on really well with when I was in school. She was in the hallway and she looked and she was like, "You really shouldn't have done that." I was like, "Well, maybe if I had an English teacher that believed in her students rather than focusing on one or two that's in her form group, then
yeah.
maybe she would have got a better response and maybe I would have actually got a higher grade. She looked at me and she was like, I would get out this corridor. I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm going. But yeah, obviously, a H didn't out trump the U, I don't think. Oh, have I lost you again? I can never tell.
I don't know. It depends if you can hear my audio.
There we go, I can hear you now.
Fantastic. Yeah, a H isn't something to triumph over,
I mean,
but
when you're
it's definitely
predicting
better
a
than a U.
U, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ.
you alright? Jump off your seat.
Someone's fucking drilling.
Oh.
Don't know what they're doing.
Oh, God. Neighbours, we love them.
I know, right? But yeah, like I had a teacher who really didn't like me.
Yeah.
It was my art teacher,
Oh, okay.
and they simply wanted a specific way. Didn't care about anything else. Didn't care if you were good at any other way. If you didn't draw flowers or fruit, you would fail.
Wow.
So I was just like, okay, well, I can't draw those, so I'm going to draw other stuff.
Yeah.
And I did. And they were like, okay, fine. Like, they got to a point where they were like, fine, I'll accept some of this as like your coursework and like progress type thing. But then they were like, okay, you have your final exam. It's a 10-hour exam where you have to create something.
Yeah.
I was like, can I do this? They went, no, you have to draw the flower or plant from memory. Not even that's in front of you, from memory.
What the hell?
And I'm like, I can't do that. And they were like, you're going to have to. So I tried as best I could. And like the work I was doing before, they were like, fine, it's good enough that I'll give you a grade type thing.
Yeah.
In the end, they gave me an F because they were like, nope, you didn't fulfill the requirement, and I'm failing you. I'm like,
Wow.
I tried to draw fruit and flowers like you asked from
Yeah.
memory.
Wow.
Which is,
Yeah.
oh,
By
God's
any
sake.
chance, it wasn't an orange, was it?
No,
No.
I
You
tried
should have picked
to.
an orange.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, fine. Which was stupid, and like literally for sixth form, that was the only F which I was proud of. That was
Yeah.
the only F I got, and I wouldn't have got an F if he wasn't such an asshole and had to draw those specific things.
Yeah.
But then, literally for sixth form, I went into iMedia, which is creating your own graphics for posters and CD covers and stuff. And I got an A in that. And it's just like, really?
Wow. Yeah, I was definitely more ceramics in that artistic sense. Ceramic and DT. Um, yeah,
Yeah. No, fair enough. Like, I enjoyed DT. I enjoyed the wood carving, the electronic side, and everything like that. But I had a parent meeting thing, and like they were like, he's really good and enjoys the physical part and the construction and actually making it,
yeah,
but he doesn't show the graphs or the like calculations he did. And like, I just love my mum's response of, oh yeah, he didn't. he wouldn't do that. He just wouldn't make the calculations. He would do it by hand,
does this
by
look
eye,
right? Yeah,
and it still works. And they're like, but he has to show his like working. And her only response was, good luck with that. She was just like, the only thing I could recommend is you trying to get them to do that after they've made the product,
yeah,
because then they've achieved it and had something to look at to be like, oh, this is the proportions I did, this is how I made it, type thing,
yeah.
rather
Because
than
you
you have
can,
to try and visualize it before you even touch it.
yeah. I mean, I've always been the same. I've always been Um, I'm a better learner if I'm doing it and when I'm
Yeah,
doing it, rather than okay, here are the steps. Read the steps. Yes, you can't read, but read the steps and follow the
yeah,
steps. But you can't have the steps in front of you whilst you're doing it.
yep,
Well, what's the point in you showing me the steps? You might as well just let me figure it out on my own.
yeah.
Uh, it's have you? What's your favorite?
Childhood.
Yeah, childhood. Woo! But what is your favorite? Either design tech project or what did you call it? Programming for your art.
iMedia.
What was your favorite project out of all of those artsy craftsy subjects?
Out of all the arts crafts subjects, the one where they were just like, right, you need to make a like metal object that is of your own design, that not even own design, but like represents you, and like if someone saw it, they would know that you created. So you were given like a metal plate, and you had to do whatever with it. So some
Okay.
people did like certain stars, symbols. Some people like did whole engravings on them and everything. I did Pac-Man.
Fair enough.
I cut my square into a circle, cut a semicircle, and cut a hole for its eye, and that is where a like little chain would go to hold it up. But like I perfectly smoothed it. It was a proper circle. I made sure the like wedge that went out of like for the mouth was like the correct diameter. Didn't have any sharp bits because obviously it was a proper triangle wedge.
Yeah.
It was smoothed, polished. Fucking, you could see your reflection in it, type thing.
Okay.
Where other people like still had the base dirt and like they didn't polish it at all and stuff. They just simply made their thing because that was what they were aiming for. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know mine's simple, but I'm gonna perfect it. I'm gonna make it as look as best as I can.
Yeah.
That was my most favorite one because it was that case of I feel like I'm not going to get a good grade for this, but I enjoyed doing it and I got a really good grade for it because they were like, "Yep, I can see that you did this and like you did this with purpose," type thing.
Yeah. I suppose it's more the case of I can see how many more steps you've been able to put into this simple design and perfect that simple design rather
Then
than
try
the
and do
fewer
something
steps on something that's
super
way more.
complex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Fair enough.
my favorite project. The actual process of making it and then also the outcome.
Yeah. Do you
What was
still have
yours?
that piece?
I do still have that piece. I still have that piece. I brought that with me.
You are gonna have to send me a photo so I can put it on screen.
It's definitely not as polished as it was.
That's fine. Um, my favourite piece of work would have been my design technology GCSE work. Um,
Okay,
so I designed and made my own speaker system.
interesting. Yeah.
Um, Literally to the point of I'd done the circuit board from scratch, soldered it from scratch, including the speaker boxes. I didn't make the actual physical speakers itself, but I worked out
No, but you
how
put
big.
the parts together.
Yeah, I put it all together. The charging port, the casing, all of that. That was my favorite project. And to go, um, I don't actually have it now, unfortunately. Um,
Ah,
I I don't have it for a good reason. Not because I don't
okay.
want it. If I had it, you know what, brilliant, because I loved how it looked. Um, it weren't massive that you couldn't carry it about. It was it was probably about half the size of a standard keyboard with a number pad.
Nice. All right.
And I actually managed to get it. My proudest thing was I managed to get it battery powered and like plug-in chargeable.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so, but looking back from my stock images when they, when they go, yeah, we need a billboard of what you planning to do and where you're getting your inspos from to
Yeah.
your final product. Obviously, for me, what I had done was a lot more than what was on that board. So, and then what my teacher is, she noticed that quite early on. So she got permission to film it, like whenever I was
Okay.
working on it. And she made it into a nice little video. I do have the video, it's on a USB up in my loft. And she made it into a really lovely video for me and for the examiners because they would still accept that rather than photos.
Fair.
And then, bearing in mind, she didn't tell me she was filming me this for the GCSE
Yeah.
or anything like that. Because that was a BTEC, not a GCSE. Sorry, so they were a bit
Yeah.
more lenient on your whole time frames,
On what you
tests,
can do.
and
Yeah.
all that. She never told me. So for me, she was just like, oh, it's going to be for a bit for the school website, something like that. And then she'd ask questions like, oh, how did you get from this bit to this bit? And
Yeah.
rather than me going, well, it's that picture and that picture, I was able to verbalize it a lot more. So I think
Fair
that's
enough.
what got me the higher grade in that BTEC.
Yeah.
But yeah, my second would maybe be ceramics. So I was really inspired by Grayson Perry.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, he's a man that does pottery in a dress. Not because he wants to be a woman or anything. He just does his work in a dress. And I found that mind blowing at the time.
I mean, fair.
And one of his pots, or one of his pieces of work, he done something in relation to a bunny. So
Okay.
I do still have the picture of my 3D work, and I went for like an elemental type vase with flames and water waves and all that. And then on one of the leaves, I dedicated a little walkway. So it was like it was a real artwork was not the best, but you could
Okay.
tell that I was trying to do like a meadows with some hills and a pathway, and on there was a little bunny man walking away from you, following the
Okay.
path. Um, yeah, unfortunately, due to that being ceramics, it broke, so don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
But
No, fair enough.
yeah, they would be my top two, if not runners up.
I mean, that makes sense.
Hmm.
For yeah, fair enough. Is there anything else in your childhood that you think would be fun to share?
Um, I mean, we could do a whole episode on accidents and injuries for me.
Oh my god, we'll do that another time. Because yeah, I could probably bring that up.
um, yeah, I mean, did you ever used to play any like hand games with your friends, like the high low chickalo one, or like a bit more advanced than pat a cake hand games?
No, we always had those like paper things where you would put them on your four fingers and like they would have numbers on them,
So the
and
Harry
they
Potter letter thing.
yeah, that those
What were they?
things.
Chatterboxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they would always have at the beginning. They were always like funny things that were underneath the flaps, and then they got just out of
yeah,
hand.
yeah,
uh, because they always used to be just simply it was. I'm trying to think what they would be like. You would get so and so for lunch, or like it would try and predict things, or like they would say, "Oh, you'll trip over this," and stuff like that. And then like as you got older, they just got more unhinged, and some of them were just like, "You're a dick," and then just continue. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Very. Oh no, my game's bugged again.
Oh dear.
Oh. Yeah, as I got older, they were purely blunt and you're a dick, you're a cunt, I
Yeah,
don't like you. I want to break up with you. Um, sort of
I feel
thing.
like that was directed. That wasn't a random one that you
No,
got. I
no,
feel
it's
like they
fine.
wrote
It's
that on
fine.
most.
Oh, that weren't a common one. No, okay. With
Oh,
that.
oh no.
um, but yeah, no, they were good. What else? Paper airplanes. I used to have fun
Yep.
doing
I
them.
wasn't good with paper airplanes, but we did used to make quite a few paper airplanes.
What do you mean by wasn't good? Just like couldn't
I
fold
wasn't good
them,
at
or
making them. Yeah. Every time I tried to make one, it always just went immediately down.
okay.
And I still to this day cannot figure out how to make it because people can show me how to fold them and whatever. It just doesn't work. I like people go, oh, you folded that like too tightly, or no, that's too loose. Because I just can't get the medium.
Okay.
And when I do, it's just like, oh, cool. Okay, let it fly. Oh, okay, it flew once. Oh, now it's not gonna work anymore. Okay.
Yeah, now I've dent the nose and
Yeah.
yeah.
So okay, great.
Okay.
Although I feel like if I tried to make it now, following a more recent guide, I probably would be able to, because the amount of things that people have made just from paper that are ridiculous and like
Yeah.
work are much more complex than they used to be.
Yeah, definitely. Um.
Because yeah, that like Harry Potter finger thing was like one of the most complex things you could make quickly uh, in childhood. Where
Yeah.
now it's like those ninja stars and everything. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got ninja stars. You've got. Yeah, I've even seen dog leads made out of paper.
Oh my god.
Like, it's yeah, origami has gotten way too out of control
Yeah,
for me.
that'd be cool to figure out how to do origami, but still.
Join us next week when we will do origami. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding.
my god, no.
Kidding.
No, next week we will be doing Pokemon
Okay.
trivia for you
Okay. I'm ready.
to see how many you can remember, and I'm sure we can think of some sort of trivia that I'll do that I'm just like I know partially, or I do know, and it'll be interesting to see how many I still know.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Mhm.
But I think we what time are we at?
119.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So this might make the cut. It might not. What do you want out of the podcasts?
Um, just at the beginning, I want it to be a case of where we talk about certain topics and situations and stuff like that, and then later, I want it to be a case of we actually talk about so specific games that we played recently, things that we did enjoy about it, and like more recent things.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, or like do those random quizzes or stuff like that, or like the try and guess the song in that little snippet of time chord and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Hmm. Alrighty. Well, I think that maybe is just about it for episode 1 of the two. I always call it the two crowns. It's not the two crowns, is it? It's just two crowns.
It's two crowns.
Two crowns. So yeah, I think we are about there. So I'll do the mark time. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. What kind of outro do you want?
I mean, I'm happy just to sort of go. Thank you all for watching.
That's yeah.
Kind of well, not watching is it? It's listening really.
Yeah.
And I can't get onto my end screen, so I'm gonna have to sort out some end hotkeys for that for my next one.
Fair enough.
There we go. I'll get that clip it off you then, I suppose. For the end screening.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. So
Do you want to say the outro then?
yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Any topics that you feel that we might be good at discussing, feel free to leave it in the comment. Give us a like if you can. And if you are interested in joining the Iptaris community, we are always looking for new members. Have I missed anything?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, well, I've been King Blocker.
I've been Orange.
See you all next time.
See you soon.
Bye.